The channel is Programming in Any Language. The supporting website is www.black-duck.com. The video is Phone Number Application Part 2. The mixed batch of phone numbers have been successfully loaded into the input list box. The next step is to process that data. There are basically two steps involved. The first step is to filter the digits. In other words, we use the IsDigit function to test each character in the input. If it's not a digit, we simply bypass it. If it is a digit, we concatenate the digit to a string variable. When we've completed the process of one phone number, we add it to the intermediate list box, and then tackle the next number. Here's how we do that. Now we're going to go ahead and do the process file and do the save. So we don't have anything to save right now because we want the output file filled. So we're going to look at the process file to do something next. So what are we going to do with that process file? Let's go back to our form. If we think about it, we're going to do two things. We're going to filter the data, filter. Let's call it filter digits. And we're going to format the output. And that's all this process is going to do. We could code it all in here, but we're not going to. We're going to use methods to do this because we can kind of space that out and it's not quite as large. Plus, we can test the filter piece before we actually do the format in the output. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and filter first. So I'm going to set up our filter program first and actually code that. So we're going to filter digits. How are we going to do that? Well, we write a method here. We're going to say private, and we're going to try and spell it right. Void filter digits. No parameters. Give it our block, and we have our stuff. You can see the error went away, so we're fine there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we want to create something called a string, maybe str temp phone. We'll call it that. And this is going to hold input record for processing. I could do this directly to the item in the list box itself, but I like to work with things out in variables so I can see I've got a chunk of it. I'm going to work on here and I'll put it back, or I'll do something with it later. So that string's there. Next thing I'm going to write a string here, variable here called the str filtered phone, and this is going to holds filtered phone. Just as simple as that. Next, I need a length. So I want to have an int, and I'm going to int temp phone length. And this is going to holds the size of the string variable. Remember, we're looking at all these different numbers coming in, and they're different sizes. Some have nothing in them, some have dots, some have dashes separating them, some have parentheses and dashes and spaces, all that. So they're all different sizes. We want to know the length of that string we actually have. We could use the length of this string just in our formula, but it's nice to have an integer here that's going to hold it for us so we know exactly what it is. So now I've got that set up there. Now, give a little space here. For int I equals 0, and I is less than our listbox items.count. So we're going to look at our entire list box. So while we're still reading records from list box, we're going to increase the count of the I, and we're going to have a block of code for all those things we're going to be doing. So we're going to take each phone number that's unfiltered and do something with it. What are we going to do? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take str temp phone, which we have just defined up here, is going to be equal to our LBX items to string. So it's going to grab that and place it in place here. So I'm going to pull record from the list box. Then I'm going to set str filtered phone I'm going to make that equal to nulls. Nothing's in it. I'm going to concatenate this thing together as well. That's what I'm creating here. So I'm going to basically prepare filtered phone variable. And I'm going to set the length now, the int, oops, what happened here? Int temp phone length is going to be equal to, oh, I see what's wrong. I don't have a semicolon up there. So it's not, that's why IntelliSense does not help me. Is it going to be equal to str phone length, str filtered phone length. And not filtered phone, I think phone length. I think I need to check this thing. Get length of string. Get length of string. Let's fix our errors here. And that's going to be right here. I'm going to need the semicolon in here. So we're going to place one there, and we can put that back. Now, str phone temp phone length is going to be equal to our string temp phone. That's really what I want here. I want the string temp phone length. Yeah, that's better. String, because that's where I've got it. I've got it sitting in that particular area right there. So this has the variable, the item from the list box. We want to know the size of that. So this is going to give us that length right now. So we've got that in place. Bounce this thing out a little bit now. So that gives us our three pieces. And now we can do another loop. See, this loop right here is for going through the list box. Now we're going to do a loop to go through each variable, stepping through each character. So let's go step through each character. We're going to say that for int j is equal to 0. J is less than int temp phone length, which is perfect. And then j++, and give us our block that we're going to add. So there's our loop for our, let's bring this up. There's our loop for our individual variable that we're going to be working with. What are we going to do with that thing? Well, we're going to say if char dot is digit, and we're going to look at that particular character in there. If it is a digit, we want to, that didn't work out right. I need any parentheses around this thing. There, now we got shape here. We want to say that our str filtered phone is equal to str filtered phone plus that character, string temp phone j. And I'm going to put a comment here, concatenate digit. And that takes care of that little process. So that gives us our letter. Now we're going to do something with this thing. That's all we have to do. If it's not a digit, we don't care. We'll just bypass that guy and go through the loop. So this just drops anything that's not a digit and gets it out of there for us. Once we've got it in place, we go under this loop here, into the I loop here, and once it's come out of all, checked all those digits out and is done, we can then say lbx intermediate dot items dot add string filtered phone, str filtered phone. So that's what we were creating here. So this guy right here, once it's done with its loop, it's a finished set of digits with everything in place. And now we can simply file save this. And we can test it. Now we're going to get an error. Our format output is sitting here, so we'll just comment this out temporarily and see what happens. Do a file save. We'll do a start. Do our read file. It goes out to our phone number. Do open. Brought in our numbers, all different shapes and sizes. Do a process. And we got nothing. So what's our problem here? We got an error. Let's go ahead and go and exit here and see what the where's our exit? I wonder if we're in a loop. Yeah, it looks like we're in a loop. Stop debugging and let's find out what the problem is here. We have an error. And what is that error? We're bringing in the string temp phone. We're listing the item, so it's right here. The string phone is being set to a space here. We're getting our length, and we're doing our for j. J is less than. Let's space this out a little bit. Int temp phone length. Is that correct? Int temp phone length. Did we get the right number for this thing? We do have it right up here, and it got settled every time we got it. Yeah, it's there. J++. If character temp phone. String filter. Oh, what's going on here? String filtered phone is equal to string filtered phone plus string temp phone J. It should be correct. And then we're doing our LBX items add. Oh, duh. I have LBX input. We're wiping out our input file. We want the intermediate. Intermediate items.add. Thank you, IntelliSense, for helping me out there by putting the wrong filter, by putting the wrong label in. This should still be fine. Everything else looked good there, so I'm going to save all, and I'm going to run it. Read the file. Get it. It's in our phone list. Good. Process. Bang. Now we're looking. Everything was dropped. You can see the dashes were dropped here, the parentheses, everything was dropped. So we've got a set of consistent numbers that are going to be in place. Now it's a simple matter of just using other methods to parse this out. Grab the first three, put parentheses around them, space, grab the next three, put a dash after that, and so on the line, and create an output file. Again, we could do this all in one box. We could even do it in a list and not even see this stuff, which we probably do in real life. But in order to see this actually happen, we're splitting it up so we can kind of see the process going on. So that's there. So that's part of the process piece. Okay, we now have a set of phone numbers that are similar in length and contain nothing but digits. Time for step 2, formatting the output. We'll tackle that next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to use the website for easy access to all my videos. If you get a chance, please subscribe. That way you'll be notified when something new is available. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.